Alright, I've made a start on the Sabre Dog. Intake, it's a very shallow, so it's going to be a bit of fun cleaning up that inside seam line, but when the glue's dried properly I'll sand it out and see if I need to fill in there. The instrument panel, 6 pieces to make that up. It was a bit fiddly, but is what it is. The seat, I've decided I'm just going to use the moulded harnesses. It's a bit lazy, I know, but I don't feel like getting in there with a Dremel and cleaning all that up and making up a scratch built one. That's the tub. Tub's just one piece, but I added the rudder pedals to it. And the seat frame and the joystick. The fuselage's halves, you put in these air scoops. There's 2 versions, and the instructions pointed anyway. There's a United States Air Force one and a Dutch one, so just choose the correct one. But both of them have got gaps. What I noticed when I glanced, I have to put a bit of filler in. I'll use perfect plastic putty because that just cleans up a bit of water, so she'll clean that up with that. Then I'll paint up the cockpit up next. This is just a quick look at how I'm handling this, the seam line inside this intake. I got a micro brush, I'm using the handle with some sandpaper. I don't know what grit it is. It's Tamiya sandpaper, I think. It's probably like a medium to fine to start with, and then I'll go through some finer ones to smooth it out. But there's no pretty way. I don't like, this is jets. I like jets, but this is the main thing I do not like about jets is intakes. But it's something that's got to be taken care of, and there's not many pretty ways to do it. But this is the best I can come up with this one because it's so narrow. Just sand it out. And you just got to keep working at it. It's obviously, I'm not going to get right to the back, but it's so narrow that you're not really going to, when it's painted up, unless you get right up eye level and shine a torch in there, you're not really going to see it. So you just get as far as you can and clean it up, and then when it's done I'll prime it and paint it. Alright, cockpit's painted up, installed on the intake. With the colours, the instructions are all in Revell's own colours, and I've just tried to match to other brands as best I can, so it may not be totally 100% right, but near enough's good enough for me. Anyway, that's all in. I've dry brushed with natural metal over the switches. They're really tiny. I didn't paint any in, so I just dry brushed it. That's the rear deck behind the cockpit. I've painted here, you're not going to see much, so I've put the rear of the engine in. So next up I'll also put in, there's a light underneath that goes in there before you glue it together. And before I glue it together I have to add, the instructions call for 20 gram of nose weight. I'll be probably go a bit more than that just to be on the safe side. Alright, cockpit's in. I've added the nose weight. Like I said, 20 grams is called for. I put in 26. Put a bit behind the cockpit tub as well. So next up I'll be gluing the fuselage halves together, and then the radome nose goes on, and the intake lip. Alright, moving along nicely. It's all been a good fit. Even the nose section was a good fit, flush. I must admit, I'm rather surprised being Revell. So far so good. And I've started preparing the wings. Dry fitted one on to see how to fit, and it looks like it's also a good fit, so happy days. The slats, or the forward control surfaces, I'll be leaving them off because it's for ease of painting and weathering, and a risk of bumping them off if I put them on now. Like this pitot is moulded into the wing. I probably knock that off 3 times before I get to the end.